So, hi my dear students of class 7th. In this video, we are going to discuss about the first chapter, the levels of organization. In this chapter, we will study how the organisms are organized. It means how they are made up of, what is their structural configuration. All these type of things we will discuss in this chapter. So my dear students, let us start from here. Organization is a manner in which smaller units of any structure is arranged in larger units in hierarchical order. See, from the beginning, our previous aim is to know how development of complex organism like us became possible from a single cell bacteria. This provides us knowledge about successive development and how this developmental pattern is taking place in the organism. That's why here it is written, it is a manner in which a smaller unit of any structure or system that is arranged into larger units. How these one brick is making a complete wall. How this one brick is making a complete wall. What happened? What we have seen in this structure? This was a smaller unit, and this was the larger one. So, how development of a smaller unit into larger one changed is known as organization. And this one, hierarchical order. Hierarchical order. What is the meaning of hierarchical order? Beta, when you just consider the condition of a police station in a city. The lowest authority person is a police, then constable, then head constable, then sub-inspector, then inspector, and then deputy SP, and finally SP. So SP became the largest unit, in that particular area, in that particular city, and police is the lowest unit. So if we are starting from the lower to higher, this is known as hierarchical order. I think now you are very clear about this hierarchical order. Then we will discuss about the level of organization. In order to discuss the level of organization, from the beginning, you know that all the matters are made up of atoms. This is an atom. This is the smallest unit of any type of infrastructure present in this world. Okay? Several atoms combined with each together, forming molecule. You see how from a smaller unit we are going to a larger unit. Therefore, we are understanding the organization, that how it is made up of. Then a cell is made up of several molecules, molecules of proteins, molecules of fat, carbohydrate, and many other units are there in a cell. Cells having similar functions. Cells which are having same function are tissue. You see, so many type of cells are possible, and each one of them is specialized to do some work. Therefore, one cell and similar function cells are combining with each together and forming tissue. So whenever someone is talking about the tissues, you always remember this thing, that a tissue is the combination of several cells having same function. After this, these cells are making organs. These cells are making organs like head, eyes, nose, ear, hand, leg. They all are the organs, and many organs combined with each together forming organ system. Now this is a point. What is the meaning of organ system, and what was the need to have an organ system? The need of having organ system is this. Suppose you are in a class. Unfortunately, one teacher who is teaching you biology is absent that day. Then the blackboard will not teach you biology. Consider another case when the teacher is present but you all are absent from the class. Then teacher will not teach the benches. What happens? A class is a system that is made up of a teacher and the students. When both of them will be present, then only the class will be possible. If any one is absent, then the class is not possible. In the same way, all these organs are functioning together. Therefore, this is known as organ system. Consider another example. If someone is suffering from any heart problem, so one cannot say only heart is having some problem. No, rest of the body is okay. No. If heart is not functioning properly, blood will not be supplied to the each and every cell properly. Oxygen also not supplied, and therefore whole body will be affected because of this heart. What happened? It means that all the organs which are present in an organism are having some connection with each together, and disaffectivity of one organ may lead to dysfunctioning of another organs. So this organ system, leads to population. What is a population? Where similar type of species present. Okay? Then community. Many species living together. Around your house, there is a community. Not only humans are living there, plants are also living, cows are also living, dogs are also living. There are the different species which are living together and therefore forming a community. Forming a community. Many communities combined with each together and then forming biosphere. Biosphere. A biosphere is the largest unit of organization, while the smallest unit of organization is an atom. The smallest unit of organization is an atom. Okay? Now we will discuss about the plant tissues. Mainly meristematic and permanent. Meristematic and permanent. Number one, that is meristematic, that we are going to discuss. Meristematic tissues are characterized by having capacity of division. They are continuously dividing and therefore taking part in the growth of a plant. These cells, because of having capacity of division, so they are doing some more work, no? So therefore they are having greater amount of cytoplasm. Nucleus which is present in them will be little larger. So they three are the characteristics of meristematic tissues. Okay? Next is permanent tissue. Permanent tissues, they don't have capacity of division. You see the difference? Meristematic tissues are having capacity of division, but permanent tissues are not having capacity of division. Permanent tissues may be three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. There are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. They three are having different structures and different functions in the plant. See the parenchymatous cells. See the shape. They are oval or spherical shaped. Oval or spherical shaped. You can see gaps here in between. Gaps are present, no? These gaps are called intercellular space. Intercellular space. Okay? These parenchymatous cells are also oval or spherical, but at the corner they are having some depositions. Because of this deposition, they don't have intercellular space. They don't have intercellular space. Parenchymatous tissues are thread-like in nature. Suppose in this, they are thread-like in nature. They are dead. So, first difference that appears on the basis of their structure, parenchymatous tissues are spherical or oval in nature. They were having intercellular space. Parenchymatous tissues are also maybe oval, spherical, or sometimes hexagonal in nature, but they don't have any intercellular space because at their corner they are having some thickenings. And parenchymatous tissues are thread-like structure and dead. Okay? Some more differences we will see in between. Parenchymatous tissues are having property of storage. They are storing the food materials. Sometimes these parenchymatous cells provided with chlorophyll. If chlorophyll is present, then their appearance will be green. So they are known as chlorenchymatous also. So they are known as chlorenchymatous also. Next, collenchyma. Its main aim is to provide support to the plant. Consider a leaf. In a leaf, this is a petiole with which this leaf is attached. In class 6, you have studied the structure of leaf. No, this petiole is attached. Here they will found. In the branches also they are found because they are having supportive functions. Next is sclerenchymatous tissues. They provide strength. They provide strength to the plant. Consider the case of plants where some hard type of cells are found. These hard type of cells are the skeletal and comatose cells which are providing strength to the plant. Strength to the plant. Okay? After these permanent tissues, we will discuss about the complex tissues. They were simple tissues. They were what we have discussed: collenchyma, sclerenchyma, parenchyma. They all are simple tissues. Why? Because they are made up of one type of cell. Because they are made up of one type of cell. While these complex tissues are made up of many type of cells. Because we are discussing about the plant tissues, therefore xylem. A xylem is made up of vessels, tracheids, xylem, parenchyma. You see, three cells are there. No? Three cells are there. No? Their structure and their functions are different. What this xylem is doing? Transport of water and minerals. Transport of water and minerals. Next is phloem. What is the use of this? How it is made up of? See, it is made up. It seems like that. It is sieve tube. What? Sieve tube. And this one is sieve plate. Sieve plate. And this is phloem parenchyma. Have you seen? This phloem is a complex tissue. I told you they are complex because they are made up of different type of cells. So you can see here sieve plate, sieve tube, and then phloem parenchyma. And in the last, what will be the function of this phloem? Transport of food. Transport of food. And what is the food in plant? Carbohydrate. What is the food in plant? Carbohydrate. So my dear students, for today I have explained that much things. Tomorrow again I will discuss you about the animal tissue. Till then, thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.